Worst advice ever. That seems invasive. This guy's a creep. Everybody who wants to do business with somebody still asks for a business card. This is after I made the video, Business Cards Suck and Why. It was a short form video, so it's easy to take this out of context. I'll show it to you now, and then I'll tell you exactly what I mean by why business cards suck. Here's why business cards suck. When you hand somebody a business card, you're crossing your fingers and hoping that they call you back. Instead of asking for the business card, ask for their phone and punch your number in. Text yourself immediately from their phone, and then you reply, "Hey, this is Byron. I'm gonna talk to you soon." Your responsibility is the follow-up, not the cardboard. Okay, so that actually happened. I actually took somebody's phone, put my number in, and they called me back and we did business. It was a flipper and I sold homes for him. So I'll get to that story in just a little bit. But the reason why I made that video and the reason why I want to make this video is salespeople often will take the easy way out of everything. They'll convince themselves they're doing work by actually doing nothing at all. Organized people are the best salespeople, but there's a difference between being organized and getting organized to never do something. Some people are always getting ready and never actually taking the action. Art Williams said this best.
I find smart people spend their whole lifetime figuring things out. They always trying to figure out an easier way and a quicker way. And another thing I found out about smart people is they just don't get around to doing nothing.
See, if you're getting organized in a way that allows you to take action, to follow up, to make your sales calls, no matter what industry you're in, then you're actually doing something to prepare for the business that you're in. But I see a lot of salespeople doing the opposite of this. They'll sit in the office and they'll color code their schedule with different color highlighters. They'll go buy a new agenda or a new MacBook Pro and make sure that they're all ready for the business. I've consulted with real estate agents who have asked me, I want to get your thoughts on this marketing plan that I'm working on. Oh yeah, I'd love to see it. Let's break it down. Let's see what's your target audience. Well, what I've been doing is I've been really figuring out what the best business card is. Really the best business card? And I say, well, what do you mean by that? And they showed me one of this is a credit card, one of these metal credit cards, but they showed me one of these as a business card. They said, I really think this would stand out. You hand this to somebody, a metal card, and they're going to remember you. I'm like, they're going to say, where am I going to put this is more likely what they're going to say. I'm like, how much time have you put into this? Well, let me show you the other options that I'm looking at. And then I see on this agent's screen 12 or more options of different business cards when the best salespeople I know just take the ones they get for free. They could be on a flimsy piece of business card paper, thicker stock, whatever, but they get to work doing it. They get to work meeting people. They get to work getting in front of people, not spending a bunch of time figuring out what the right business card that's going to be thrown in the trash more times than not. But this is something that not just salespeople do. Everybody does this. When you know you have a big task ahead of you, oftentimes you'll do all the little meaningless things ahead of that task. For a salesperson to be getting in front of clients, making those sales calls, doing the follow-up, having consulting meetings, sitting in front of a prospect. But you might do all those little things that you might think might get me a prospect or might convince somebody to do business with me sooner or easier. I've never heard of any real estate agent saying to me, I got a listing because my business card was so memorable. I've also never heard of anybody in any other industry saying that. Not insurance, not auto sales, not in the investment world, but there's other ways to be memorable. How often are you reaching out? What does your brand look like on social? Do you have an email campaign? Are you calling them so that they remember you? Having a memorable conversation, a presentation that is so unforgettable, so professional, that aligns with a follow-up plan that there's no other option but to remember you. There's no other option but to either say yes or no, I want the service. It's never a business card that puts you over the edge. For those of you that think business cards are still being done, go look at Gary Vaynerchuk. Go look at some of these other top sales professionals that you're all getting advice from on the internet. None of them even have business cards because we're living in a digital world.
Rodolfo asks, do you have a business card? If so, can we see it?
Rodolfo, I do not have a business card. A business card in 2015 makes absolutely zero sense. A business card delivers information. Take out your phone and email the person on the spot. Better, cleaner, never lose the business card, more efficient. It's right. I like to show them, is this your email? Good, good, good. Like, pfft.
And that was the overall point. If you can't get somebody's email or text, that means they're never calling you back anyways. You can't ask them for their phone number and the permission to therefore follow up. Do you think giving them your business card and just hoping that they call you back is going to work? If they're not willing to extend that permission, that openness to be connected with you digitally, they're never going to keep that business card, let alone use it in the future. It's going to go directly in the trash. There's other examples of this that salespeople know far too well. For those of you that have been to an industry conference of any kind, could be a real estate conference or any other industry that you're in with salespeople, you know that B2B sales tactic of somebody going around to all the seats. There could be 5,000 in the conference room, and they're just dropping their business card off on the seat. You get back to your seat after lunch and you're like, well, who is this? I never had a conversation with this person. It's not memorable. And at the end of the conference, where do you find those business cards? In the trash where they belong, because there was no relationship built. Instead of going to a conference and handing out 5,000 business cards, salespeople would be much better off going with the goal of meeting two people and having an hour conversation, maybe at cocktail hour or at a dinner, and securing a real foundational relationship, somebody who can send you referrals or introduce you to the contacts that you want to be introduced to. That's going to be far more valuable than spending your 2 days in San Diego or Las Vegas or Miami and dropping off 5,000 business cards that are all going to end up on the conference carpet. See, business is a relationship business. People do business with people they know. They refer business to people they trust, who have performed in the past, who have done something in such a memorable and unforgettable way that earned the business. Business cards don't earn anything. Your ability to break through that by having trust, by having those conversations and getting someone's contact information is what actually gives you the permission to follow up. So the story I was referencing when I was asked in that short about business cards was a time when I was sitting at a local bar. This was probably 10 years ago. And I was sitting right next to an associate of mine. And on the other side, I was sitting next to somebody who was in real estate and I had just been introduced to at the bar. He was an investor and home flipper. He was in the medical industry. And I'm telling him what we do for our clients. And of course, he says, well, I might list on my own. I might do this. He's got all these other options floating around in his head. Now, at this point, we've had a couple of drinks. We're laughing, we're telling jokes, we have some commonalities, and we're building rapport throughout that time. We actually knew a couple people in common as well. So I said, hey, I want to get connected. I want to come over and show you what we can do. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I want to tour the house and explain to you and consult with you on everything we can do to get the home sold. He's like, well, give me your business card. And I said, sure. And I had one. I'll give you my business card, but I know where these end up. So I'd much rather call you and get a time and place. He's like, I don't know, just give me the business card. And because we had been joking and because we had built up some rapport, I said, your phone's sitting on the bar. What if I were to just text myself right now? And of course he says, you won't do it. I said, hey, I'll do anything to close a deal. And it's the same thing I'll do when I'm working for you. And I grabbed his phone and I texted myself from his phone. It was funny. He laughed and it was in the moment and it worked in that scenario. So of course, I don't think you should go mugging little old ladies on the street and grabbing their phone and texting yourself or putting your contact information in their phone. But the analogy still hits. You should get their contact information when you're a salesperson. You should do everything you can to be memorable and unforgettable and let them know that you'll go the extra mile when you're working for them. That's the difference between somebody who's going to close a deal and someone who's going to keep getting ready for one. Keep making pretty business cards. Keep thinking about metal or thick stock. You should stop worrying about all of that because we know it's going to end up in the trash, and you should take the action necessary to show people what value you bring. Get in front of more people. Make the decision to do that, and you won't have to worry about ordering business cards in the future. But let me know what you think. Do you still use business cards? And do you still find them to be valuable? I'll see you guys on the next video. Since April, we have uploaded new and sought-after courses, content, and tactical assets for your business into the BAMX platform. Not articles behind a paywall that only pontificate to you what you should think and do, but education that actually shows you how to do what you need in today's market. Every day, we continue to add more content into BAMX and our private Facebook community. Content that works, content that our members have exclusive access to daily. It's why over 1,500 of you and climbing have joined us in BAMX. It's also why tomorrow's price is guaranteed to be higher than today's. That's called inflation. Do not wait any longer. Use code Byron and join the thousands of agents taking their business to the next level today. Code Byron for 10% off. See you in BAMX.